The other key area that I want us to look at are the components of communication. And specifically, when you are doing verbal communication, what are some of those things that you should be key about? One, avoid distractions. If you are studying or talking to somebody, you can gesturing, but don't be wild about it. If you are on a podium, you can keep moving up and down so that again you don't look like a scarecrow, stationary statue. But then let your movement be deliberate, not destructive, not movement that are, a bit which are not coordinated. So a key component of verbal communication skills is avoid distractions. Secondly, if listen carefully. If there's a QA, question and answer, listen. And because listening helps you to be able to respond. If there's a question or a comment, you are able to respond and retain the rapport, that rapport. Then, of course, maintain eye contact because we told people can, eye contact also shows that you are confident of what you are saying. Sometimes because of what you call stage fright, especially if you are speaking to a big crowd. In fact, I have had several students coming across and asking me, how do I improve my public speaking? And we've got a course that we ran for about 3 weeks on how to improve either even online physically. I remember I was taking through a general manager in one of the five-star hotels. He was telling me he's very good in one-to-one, but when it comes to public speaking, he has a big issue. And this is why I'm speaking about maintaining eye contact. If we are talking to a big number, the recommendation is that you can talk to an individual at a time. Identify 3 or 4 individuals who are maybe near the front and middle distance where you can reach your eye and try to make some connection with them at a given point and keep moving, keep roving across. The other thing about or the other component of great communication, especially verbally and when you are doing oratory, be clear while speaking. Some people, and I like it personally, I've seen even our politicians are very fond of doing that. They write their points. They have point forms. Yeah, they have like 4 points, 4 types of fear. This is one that I received recently and have used it several. Even yesterday evening, we had a board meeting yesterday night for one of the schools where I chair the board, and I was able to use this 4 types of fears. One is fear of self, fear of God, fear of others, and fear of the unknown. Make be concise, and you can work well with points. Another component of communication, verbal communication skills, is also focus on the nonverbal communication. There's a former FBI, an FBI soldier who has written a book called Everybody Talks. Everybody. It means this body is talking to you. Even if I'm not, I keep mum. When I am mum, I'm also speaking to you. So focus on your hand gestures, focus on your engagement with the eye contact, the face, focus on your movements, focus because your facial expressions, even when you are not talking, they are talking to us. Another key component of great verbal communication skills is be confident. Somebody told me that recently I took we had gone with my daughter. I was training the military, what you call professionals. They were doctors that had been recruited, medical doctors, to work in a military hospital. But before they start the work, they must go through the normal military training for, I think, 1.5 years. So when they graduated, they were supposed now to start working at the hospital. They go through another week of orientation and debriefing. And I was called in as an expert to speak to them on customer service and customer care, because now, yes, they were trained as medical doctors for patient care. They went now again through military training for 1.5 years. Now again they have to be reorientated, because military training is tough. It is not anything about care. It's about resilience, focus, and warfare. So again, now I was called in for 2 days to speak to them about patient care. And the last day, they had a very good, they had a get together meal, a party, and I was invited. So I carried along our 10-year-old daughter. And when we went there, because all of them are men in military fatigue, from brigadiers, from colonels, from major general, from majors, captains, and now the food was about to be taken. And because I think she was the only child in the midst, she was asked to pray, and she fumbled a bit. And I know she has been able to do public presentations previously, but I think because of the military uniform, and everybody is in military uniform, all of them are standing, they are tall. She got a bit off the of the foot, but she was able to recollect and did a prayer. And when I asked her later on how the experience went, she told me she now, whenever she is speaking to big crowds, in her mind she assumes she is speaking to trees, trees which are standing. And that gives her the confidence to continue talking even when all the eyes are on her. So be confident, be confident. Then the other component of great communication, verbal communication skills, is be open-minded. Anything may happen. A noise, somebody may drop something, somebody may throw something onto the podium. If you are, especially if you are doing public speaking, somebody may raise up a hand and ask an irritating question. We are watching you. How are you responding? So that by itself shows whether you are open-minded. So be willing to be open-minded. And the last key component is keep your information short. If you get into an environment and you note that people have been constrained on time, either the program has overrun and you had prepared a 20-minute presentation or 1 hour presentation, and then you are told you only have 10 minutes, ensure you keep it 10 or even less. And I saw that again in the last week AGM that we had on Friday. Time had become constrained. The event started late. Parents were agitated. And then you had one speaker who spoke for about 50 minutes. So towards the very end, in fact, the crowd started shouting time, because they also wanted to have time with their sons and daughters before they traveled back. And therefore, the last two speakers, actually, who were the keynote speaker spoke for 7 minutes. He was supposed to be the keynote. The other one, who was maybe a senior person with the context of the environment you were in, they spoke for 3 minutes. They were wise enough. They noted. So when you note that time has overrun, just ensure that you keep it short. They normally keep it short, keep it simple, because people will remember you and they want you to speak next time.